I cried when I found this out. Document everything. I'm not joking. Document everything. Write down right now your dream goals. Write down your dream self. Write down everything. I mean it. Write it down. Write down everything you want in your life. Write down everything that you're going to let go of. Write down everything. Have it written somewhere. Do something about it, right? Because a couple days ago I went through my journal, my first ever journal. And I started journaling at the age of 16, which I think is quite early in the COVID era. And I couldn't believe what I had written, and I was so proud of myself. But when I was 18 and not sure what was going on in my life, and I didn't know where I would be and nothing, I journaled and I wrote down all the qualities I want the highest version of myself to have. Everything I wanted the absolute highest version of myself to have. I wrote down everything. And it was insane to me at the time. I didn't believe I could achieve any of it. I didn't have any self-belief whatsoever. I was just like, let me write this down. This is for in the future. This is in a while. Like, in a while I'll be like that. But this is nice. Like, this is a nice goal. So I wrote really nice things down. But I was really in that mindset that, like, this is not for now. This is for later. Like, in many years. Fast forward now, I'm 21. 3 years later, almost to the date, 3 years later, I wrote that in December of 2022. Now it's January 2026. So 3 years later, I read my first ever journal for the first time and I cried because it actually made me really emotional to realize how much I achieved. It actually made me so emotional to know that I've achieved these things that I wrote down. I achieved about 95% of the things I wrote down, aside from marrying and having children. Of course, it was way too early for these things, for me personally. But these were things that I thought, this will happen, let's say, in like 10 years' time, you know? Like, these were my 10-year goals. If we wish in the next 10 years, I want something like this to happen. I achieved the rest 95% of the goals I wrote down without even realizing it. Subconsciously, I did it. And this is why it's so important to me to write down everything, to write down any goal I ever think of, anything I want to achieve, any idea, write it down instantly. Do not forget to write it down. Like, oh my goodness, like, this is why you do all this hard work, because I didn't realize that I'd become this high version of myself this young, this early in my life. I thought these are goals I'm setting that are like so unrealistic, so futuristic, so far ahead. Like, I wrote down things like passing all my exams. I wrote down things like that I want to really love myself thoroughly, like that actually love myself, like to actually love the way I am. And now I am the most authentic version of myself I have been my whole life. This is as authentic I have ever been this entire lifetime I've had. I'm trying so hard to post myself without makeup. I'm trying hard to learn to love myself without makeup and also love myself glammed up. I love being glammed. It's one of my favorite things. I love makeup. But I'm trying to learn to love both. And that's really important to me. I need to love myself thoroughly in every shape I am, in every way I am, in every form I have. And this is all part of that journey. And I love that little 18-year-old girl that wrote these things down. That was me, my past self. I love that 18-year-old past self of me. I love her. She wrote all these things down. She had these huge goals. And she did it, and she wrote it, and she did it. Like, she did it. That's my childhood self. She did that. Like, that's my inner child. And she did it. I can't believe that. Like, I'm so proud of her. Like, I couldn't believe that we achieved these things. Like, this was insane to me. And this is why it's so important to me. Write it down. Write down your goal. Write down something that you were trying to achieve and you wanted to achieve. Like, this is crazy work, honestly. And I feel so proud of myself that I managed to achieve this. And I want to document everything. I want to take pictures of everything. I want to be so proud of myself and do all these things. So this is your reminder, okay? Write down everything. You never know what's going to happen. I love you. Bye.